This is the Dan River / Roanoke River watershed with a great view of Main Street, South Boston, right here in Southern Virginia. Let's go. Good morning, everyone. This is P9 with another video, and I am here in the town of South Boston, Virginia, located in Halifax County on the south end of the state of Virginia. South Boston, originally established as Boyd's Ferry, has a population of 8,142, and it is the most populated town in the county of Halifax. And I'm over here now at the corner of Broad and Main Street. Across the street is the U.S. Post Office right here. And also they have this building, which is the security center. Nice little garden right here. But to give you some background on South Boston, South Boston was originally established back in the late 18th century. There were 8 commissioners who established Boyd's Ferry at the south side of the Dan River. And the town, South Boston, was named after Boston, Massachusetts. But due to this site being extremely vulnerable to flooding, it had to be relocated and settled in the north side of the river. So eventually a railroad passed through South Boston called the Richmond and Danville Railroad, and this developed South Boston into an important market for tobacco, like many markets were here in Virginia and North Carolina as well. And it wasn't until 1884 when South Boston was incorporated into a town, and in 1960 it became an independent city. And in 1995 it made history by being the first city in Virginia to revert to town status and rejoin Halifax County, which is where it still remains today. And we're right here again on Main Street. And that building right over there used to be the theater. Lip smacking soul food. Oh wow. And it opens at 11 a.m. today. Lip smacking soul food. Interesting. Anybody who's from South Boston, Virginia, or the region, y'all chime in the comment section. Let me know how lip smacking is. It sounds like it's a pretty good restaurant, soul food restaurant. Y'all chime in with your thoughts. Or I could just go look at the Google reviews. Here I am at the corner of Main Street and Wilbourn Avenue. And that building, my friends, that's a historic landmark right here in Virginia. That's the South Boston Town Hall. It has even the circular roof right there. It's really dope. I like how it's facing the street right over here. It's facing this intersection. And this building right here was built in the Italianate architectural style in 1899 with stretcher bond external brickwork and star-shaped supports and decorative ironwork. So this is a late 19th century. So this was pretty much constructed at the turn of the 19th century. And it still has a lot of its original bricks intact. This is why bricks are the best building material, because they can withstand the test of time. There goes a local barber shop right here. Okay, they even have a shoe store right here. McCollum Farrell Shoes. Okay. It's a locally owned establishment, and it was established 1947. So we talking almost 80 years. Shout out to them. And this used to be the Motor Inn, the Randolph Motor Inn back in the day. They have a mattress store over here across the street. Okay, they have a restaurant called Paco's that just opened up 2 years ago. Paco's Restaurant and Lounge. It's nice that they have a restaurant and lounge downtown. We have a consignment shop right here in this really nice old historical building. And check out this cutout right here. Really nice artwork. It's like a lady in a bee suit. I don't know. She's shaped like a bee, I guess. I don't know. It's interesting piece of art, but it's really nice. It's really nice. This is by Kinley Allred. Shout out to Kinley Allred for this nice piece of art. It's very, very unique. And you also have this work of art right here. It's just really nice. It looks like some water. I don't know. I can't really make out what this is, but it's really nice nevertheless. This is Jane Elliott, Betty Caldwell, Kay Lewis. Jane Elliott, Betty Caldwell, and Kay Lewis. Shout out to them for this artwork. It's put together in 2014. Here goes another nice building. Nice historical building across the street with an array of shops. They have a tanning shop, Main Street Bar and Grill, and a cosmetic shop. Also a florist. And this other establishment right in this building right over here. That building used to be a bank. It was called the FM Bank, built in 1891. It's now occupied by an Enchanted Surroundings store. So it's really nice how they use these buildings. They keep these buildings and they maintain them and use them for locally owned establishments. So you have a Southern Cafe, Southern Plenty to be exact. Very nice, very nice. We have a park right here as well. I think that's a church right there. It's called Great Grace Worship Center. Pastor Marion Chandler. So, is this building still even occupied? I don't know. That's what it says. It says it's a church, but I'm not too sure if there's anyone in there or any establishment there at this point, especially the upper part of that building. But check this out. It's a name that I'm familiar with. This sculpture right here is of Henrietta Lacks, as you can see right here. This is really nice. This is a really nice sculpture. Now, Henrietta Lacks was an African-American woman whose cancer cells are the source of the HeLa cell line. So she helped immortalize the human cell line and was one of the most important cell lines in medical research. So basically, she was one of the sources of the cells of a tumor that was biopsied during treatment for cervical cancer at Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, Maryland. So her real name was Loretta Pleasant. She was born August 1st, 1920 in Roanoke, Virginia. And she was remembered for having hazel eyes and a small waist, size 6 shoes, and always wore red nail polish and a neatly pleated skirt. So she always kept up a really nice appearance. And unfortunately, her mother passed away when Henrietta Lacks was only 4 years old. So she ended up taking the last name of her maternal grandfather, Tommy Henry Lacks. So they lived in a 2-story cabin in the slave quarters on a plantation that was owned by Henrietta's white great grandfather and great uncle. So yes, Henrietta Lacks was very much into Cell Research. And unfortunately, she passed away in 1951 from cancer, cervical cancer. And she was only 31, so she was extremely young. But she did contribute a lot to cancer research and genetic and cervical and cell research. So shout out to Henrietta Lacks, may she RIP. And these are all the individuals who were involved in putting together this sculpture. It's really nice. Numerous churches, and it's called Henrietta's Hero. Legacy Builder, Halifax County Board of Supervisors. Okay. Special thanks to all the Hometown Initiative Committee. Barbara Coleman Brown, Hope Harris Gales, Betty Majors, Larry Lacks, and a whole bunch of other individuals. It looks like a lot of those, some of these people were more than likely relatives to Henrietta Lacks. And I remember hearing that name before, but I just couldn't remember exactly the backstory to Henrietta Lacks. But I'm glad I was able to brush up on that history. And this is also another nice looking sculpture here in South Boston. And we're over here at what looks like an old warehouse or old factory, but it's actually the Southern Virginia Higher Education Center. Also some interesting, nicely carved out benches over here. That's a dope sculpture as well. I don't know what that is, but it's very interesting in its design. Yeah, early morning, Virginia, Southern Virginia. Oh, check this out. Really nice work right over here. So like some chessboards. Then right here on the ground they have this painting. Pretty sick. It's a pretty sick design. It looks like a piano, a trombone. What's this? There's like a violin right here. Interesting. And they have the Factory Street Brewing Company. Okay, so you could come over here and get some barbecue and brew right here on Factory Street, South Boston, Virginia. And this was opened in 2018. According to this sign right here, it says it was established in 2018. And just yesterday, on May 10th, they had birthday brews and barbecue. Okay, well, that's nice. And there's a couple of events that they had recently, or they're actually having a South Boston tractor and truck and trailer pull on next Saturday, and they have a visual poet event, Nelly Zamora Jones, May 1st through May 28th, and a basketball tournament hosted by Pat Terry in July 2025. Okay, so it looks like they have a few events going on here in this small town. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And I believe this building was originally Liggett and Myers Tobacco Prizery, and it has been registered as a Virginia Historic Landmark. So this was originally a tobacco, I guess it was a tobacco factory. Interesting. Very interesting. And they even have this nice outdoors area on the side of this building. String lights up, wooden benches, wooden seating, and they also have some iron seating as well. And they have a sound stage over there. So looks like this place might have, they may be like a live music venue as well, which is pretty cool. 210 Food Factory. They got a food truck sitting out here. It's really nice. Dance studio. Essence of Movement. It's dance studio. All this right here on Factory Street. South Boston has a pretty nice little downtown. Most definitely. Old warehouses and factories and a nice main street. But that does it for the South Boston vlog. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. And if you made it this far in the video, make sure you hit the like button. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button along with the notification bell. That way you get notified each and every time I drop a new vlog. And if you're feeling generous, feel free to donate to either the PayPal or the Buy Me a Coffee. Links are both in the description box of the video. Any donation, big or small, will greatly be appreciated. And all donations will go towards content creation of this channel. And with that in mind, good people, thanks again, and see you guys on the next one. Peace.